there. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you are new here, I am Corey. I am the maker behind Two Little Knots, where I crochet blankets, loveys, stuffies, and more for kids of all ages. If you are not new here, thank you so much for coming back, watching another video with me. This is going to be another pretty typical vlog week in the life of a crocheter and mama maker, especially this week because it is spring break. My girls are off of school for this week, so that means if you watched my videos a couple months ago when they were off of school for a 2-week snowstorm, kind of unprecedented, it's going to be pretty similar to that. Lots of at-home crocheting time. Hopefully I can vlog a little bit when we get out and run our errands throughout the week. I will keep you posted, obviously, on whatever we're doing, but it is Monday, March 16th, so let's just kind of dive right into it, I guess. I left you guys off on Friday. I think I had finished up I know I had started working on a purse. There was something else I had made, and honestly right now, oh, actually, you know what? I checked in with you guys on Saturday. That's right. I had started working on the purse. I had finished something, though right now I honestly can't remember. And here we are. Oh, it was that really adorable bunny in the carrot sleeping bag. I am so sorry. I really should start leaving myself a note. This is where you finished off last week. Oh my goodness. So that's where I left you guys off. Sorry, I'm fussing with my hair as usual. Okay, we're done with that. I left you guys off Saturday morning. I had worked a little bit on a purse. I had worked on a pattern test that I got selected for Friday night. And yeah, and we were just in it for orders for over the weekend. And it has been a very productive weekend, and I'm so happy about that. So first and foremost, I started working on Eeyore. The first order I decided to work on was for the loveys. It was for Eeyore, Pooh, and Piglet. And so I decided that it has to go out on Thursday of this week. So I decided to start working on Eeyore because I knew with all the different pieces and whatnot that he would take me the longest, and he has so much fuzz in his hair. Oh my goodness. But here he is. He turned out absolutely adorable as always. I think he's perfect. Once I finished Eeyore, I decided to start working on Piglet because I knew I was starting to run out of the yarn that I'm using for some of these from Hobby Lobby. So I wanted to make sure that I would have enough. So here is Piglet, very cute. I had a little bit of frustration working on him. I think I've told you guys that some of them, like sewing the heads on, maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I get the head is a little, sideways or whatever, so I undo it. And Piglet was one where I felt like I redid the head a couple of times, and then for some reason this arm is looking a lot further forward than the other, even though everything is perfectly symmetrical. So that one was really causing me a lot of headache on, actually that was yesterday morning. Then I had run out of the light pink yarn for his skin tone, and then I ran out of the darker yarn for his body. So I was pulling scraps from other balls that I had where I had worked on him before. So yeah, it was a little frustrating working on Piglet, but we got those done. And then I started on Pooh Bear yesterday. So I wanted to get him done. So he's done as well. The patterns for these will be linked below as always. But I finished Pooh Bear up last night. And sewing his head on was way easier, but I definitely feel like it's so funny. I don't know if it's because of the fatigue from making so many of them, or if I'm just trying to work a little bit faster than I should. but I definitely do feel, specifically with sewing the heads onto them, that it's slowing me down just because I think I have it right and then I have to redo it. And sometimes I'm having to redo it multiple times. Like if you watched my video last week, I had showed you Tigger and I had to use worsted yarn to sew his head on because the yarn was falling apart from how I had done it and had to redo it a couple of times. So it's a little bit frustrating. I'm very, very, very grateful for all of the orders that I got for those characters. I'm also very grateful that they are slowing down. So that is the last big order that I have had come through. I do have several more, probably 6 at least more of the character orders that I will have to work on over the next few weeks, but they are one. So each of those orders is for one character. So thankfully things are slowing down a little bit. It may sound weird to say that because I know we want to be overwhelmed with orders most of the time when things are slow, but I still have so many things that I have to get done. So it's nice that things are slowing down a little bit. So I will leave it at that. Yesterday I also got a Ladybug purse done. This is my pattern and I still adore this. And it's still a really good seller in my shop. I had planned to work on this last week and then I put it off to focus on market prepping. And then yesterday, after I finished Piglet, I decided I would work on this during the day because honestly, sewing the top of the head onto the body for the front of this purse, it gets a little tricky when it's dark because it's black yarn. So I told my husband, I will do the Ladybug purse. I will start Pooh Bear a little bit later, and then that way I can work on him after the girls go to bed at night instead of fussing and fighting with the black yarn of this. So this order has to go out on Wednesday. It's done. It's ready to be packed up. And then once I finished Pooh Bear last night, I was watching a show. I wasn't quite ready to go to bed and I wanted to get a little bit more done. So I started on another Ladybug purse. That one has to go out Thursday, and I got the front part of the body done only, and then I went to bed. This morning I have already been working on it. I got the spots done and sewed on. I got the head done and sewed on. And right before I started filming, I got the back done and I got it attached. I still have this end I have to weave in, and then I have to make the strap for this one. I was really hoping that I could get it done so it could just go on ahead and ship out this morning, that it could ship out today. It does not look like that's going to be the case. I will finish it this afternoon, which that's perfectly fine. I will get it done and it can head out tomorrow. But that is everything that I have worked on this weekend. Like I said, I'm impressed with the productivity. I'm really grateful that my husband and the girls are so understanding that I can get work done. We can go out and do stuff. Like Saturday, we went out to lunch together. Yesterday, we made pizza together for dinner. And it's nice to kind of balance that with being productive over the weekend, especially because I told the girls this week I am losing some of my dedicated work time since they will both be home from school. And I know that even though I was extra productive on the weekend, this week I will be spending lots of fun time with them, going to do stuff. So it's kind of a balance, if you will. And it's something I'm absolutely used to balancing over the past couple of years, and we make it work. So that's what I got done this weekend. Let's kind of switch gears and talk about today and this week, and then I will stop rambling because we are already like 10 minutes into this video. So forgive me for taking up so much of your time just on Monday. But looking at this week in my planner, I have to drop off that whole collection order that I cannot believe I sat on that all of last week. I need to fix the spot on Tigger where that yarn that I sewed his head on with is sticking out. I don't know if I'm going to have to sew around his head again to kind of hide that or what. I'm hoping I can just tuck it in, but it's really frustrating that it's sticking out. So I need to fix that, and then we need to get it shipped out because that order is supposed to go out on Thursday, and I'm ready to just be done, get it out, stop looking at it in my office here, and that'll be one less thing to worry with. I also have to get a box for this order that I just worked on over the weekend. So that's on the to-do list for today, actually, or this week, hopefully today or tomorrow. I will be getting the Ladybug purse packaged up because I can just fit it in the mailbox, so they can pick that up today. I also have another order. So I have the other Ladybug purse that has to go out on Thursday, and I have an order for Rue that has to go out on Thursday, and I am flat out of yarn for that. So I am out of yarn for that, and I have pretty much run out of yarn for Eeyore as well, and I have another order for him in 2 weeks, I believe, that has to go out. So yarn is on sale at Hobby Lobby this week, so I figured pardon me, I figured the girls and I could get out of the house this morning, do a Hobby Lobby run to pick up some Rue and Eeyore yarn. I've made my little list here. I also need some black blanket yarn, just Bernat, because I am running out of that. So we'll see. I actually don't know if they have black at Hobby Lobby. I don't think they do, but we'll see what we can get into and just try to be as productive as possible today on that front. Like I said, my main priority once we get back to start working will be to finish up this purse, and then I should probably go on ahead and work on Rue today as well. That way I can have all of my orders for the week cleared out, and then we could do more market prep. I don't know if you guys are over it. I know you guys are saying that you love seeing everything that I'm making for the market prep. And I'm so grateful to hear you say that because I have so much more that I have to make. So that's the plan for today. The girls and I are going to finish getting ready so we can get out and get some errands taken care of. We'll come back, we'll get cozy on the couch this afternoon for screen time and get some work done. And yeah, hopefully we have a productive day and a productive week. And thank you again for joining me in this vlog. And I hope you have something fun and exciting to work on while you're watching. Okay, I have about an hour or so left to work this afternoon, so let's get started on Rue. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday morning, or it's not Tuesday morning, it's Tuesday afternoon, forgive me. I'm just tidying up my desk. We have officially shipped all of the orders out for this week. I am so happy. I managed to get one out. So I had a piglet that I shipped out in the before last week's video started. Then I had a ladybug purse go out yesterday. Last night, I didn't even get a chance to show you guys, but I did get Rue finished that I had started in the afternoon. I got that finished up. That and another ladybug purse. I dropped those in the mailbox this morning before we were heading out for a play date for my girls. And then just now, we just got back from taking 2 huge boxes to the post office that had the entire collection order in it, and then had the Pooh, Eeyore, and Piglet that I showed you guys yesterday. I'm so happy. Oh, what a relief. It's Tuesday and we are done with orders for the rest of the week. Now, with that being said, looking at my planner, I will have an order, a few orders that I will have to get done for next week. It looks like I have Pooh and Tigger due on Monday. I have Rabbit that has to go out on Friday, and then another ladybug purse that has to ship out on Saturday. Oh, pardon me. The Pooh and Tigger, I will work on those over the course of this upcoming weekend. I'll probably start them Friday night, just depending on where I am with everything else. But sense of relief. I'm so happy that those are done, and now we can spend the next 4 days focused on market prep. This morning, because I did finish Rue last night and then I went to bed because it was kind of late, I did a couple of peg doll bodies. I had watched Alicia's Awestruck Crochet, her most recent vlog, and she had tried this mystical for a duck peg doll, and then I usually do this cream speckle for chickens. There we go. It's focused now. So I've been really wanting to switch my peg dolls over to the embroidered sleepy eyes rather than the safety eyes. I don't mind how the safety eyes look, but I do think sometimes people are just a bit worried about having the plastic eyes in something that they would be giving to a baby. Anytime anyone asks, I always reassure them that it is there's a secure backing. I hot glue over the inside of the safety eye, everything that's on the inside, and typically I have to completely destroy whatever I have made to get the safety eye out, like if I were to mess up, for example. So most of the time people don't mind, and they feel confident and safe buying the peg dolls, whatever it is. I call them peg dolls, but they're actually cuddle critters, so forgive me for that. They feel fine buying those for little ones, but I have really loved the sleepy eyes on the 100 Acre collection loveys, and I have done them. If you've watched some of my previous videos, I've done the sleepy eyes on a few other things since then for my markets. And so I just think, one, it would be really nice to have something that's like ultimate safe for the little ones who would be getting these. And two, I think it would be nice to have something else in my collection, my setup, if you will, that has the sleepy eyes on them. So these don't have the eyes. They're literally just the bodies. I need to finish those up. But this morning I woke up a little bit late and I decided let's just knock out something quick and easy while we wait for breakfast time. And that's what I did. So I haven't worked since then because we have pretty much been out of the house all morning. Like I said, we had a play date and then we came home for lunch, and I packaged up the 2 boxes that I just had to take to the post office, and we just came back. So now it is time to figure out what I want to work on for the rest of the day. And this is my favorite and least favorite thing, because there's so many options to choose from, but also at the same time, it's a bit of a decision fatigue. Last week I had fully planned, or I had a thought that I should start working on keychains for my markets, but I haven't decided what patterns I'm going to use for those yet. So I'm kind of putting those on the back burner. I feel like I'm still working on bigger items, medium-sized items. I'm kind of all over the place. And something that I have been telling myself is I really just need to decide and just to make stuff. And even if I don't, like the Della Ducks, for example, even if I don't have like 5 of those done or however many for the markets, having 1 or 2 done is still great. And it's okay if it sells at the first market and the next 2 markets I have next month, I have none. In terms of, one specific item, that's perfectly okay. So I'm trying to remind myself about that as I ebb and flow from bigger things to smaller stuff, just kind of all over the place. I still have my list right here. I also have a growing save folder and screenshot folder, I feel, of just cute newer patterns that have come out that I would love to make, love to have time to work on. And I'm still just kind of trying to make sure that I have what I need for my markets based on what I know sells, and that I'm not jumping into too many patterns of things that I'm not really sure how well they will perform. So with that being said, I am going to have to sit here and do a little bit of brainstorming and try to decide what is calling my name, what I really want to work on, and then we'll head out to the couch and get comfy and we will get some work done. All right, so I have changed out of my jeans into some comfy leggings. I have my dirty soda that I picked up for the day, and I have decided I really need to do some chubby mallards. And we're going to a birthday party for my husband and his brother on Sunday, and our nephew just had a birthday and he will be there, and he loved my mallard snuggler. Last year, my mother-in-law actually bought it for him at one of my last markets last year. And we have kind of been joking about potentially giving him one of these because he loved the little guys too, is what he called them. So I have a skein of Premier Basics in Sage right here. And I think what I'm going to do is just start by crocheting the green part of these little chubby guys, and I will see how many I can get out of this skein, or I'll do 5. So whichever comes first, I run out of yarn, or I'll get 5 done, and it'll be perfect because I should be able to almost get the entire green part done before I have to stop for the eyes. And so I should be able to just batch through the top part of this for all of them. So let's get started. Okay, checking in, I have 5 of the heads done, and this little ball, I did not finish it. I'm not sure if this could make another one, and I just weighed it and it's 23 grams. So I'm actually, this hot pink basket that I have right here, I keep everything, all the little scrap pieces and whatnot that I typically use for the cuddle critters in there, just because it's a great way to just keep it all together. So I always have all my colors together. I'm going to throw this ball in there because I will inevitably use this to make mallard cuddle critters, which is also on my list. I need to make a lot of those. So I'm just gonna pop this in here. It looks like I already have a skein of sage in there, but that's okay. It'll just all be together. I'll use it however I can. I'm gonna toss this in the trash. Next up on this pattern, I'm looking at it right now, I need to do the wings. Let's see. Yes, I need to do so there will be a row of white, and then it'll change to brown for the wings. I also need to get eyes on here because I am going to be doing safety eyes. That's what I'm going to prioritize right now, is getting safety eyes on there. And then while the glue is drying, I'll just kind of keep working through everything. It is currently 1:30, and I would like to get as far as possible on these and then pick something else that'll take just a little bit longer to work on and head out to the couch. I love sitting in here. I love working in here because it's so bright and colorful and it just makes me so happy, but my back does start hurting after a while, so we will try to get as much work as we can done on these in the next 30 minutes. And then we will just hold them for like in between times. I might actually finish them later on tonight while my husband is home and working on dinner. We will see, but let's stop rambling and get back to work. 2 more things really quickly before I get started. I am using that sticky winter white that I got, that I showed you guys in my last video, in my last premiere haul. 1 row of using this will take me forever to finish this skein, but I figure it's better than letting it sit here forever, and also less annoying than going through the process of returning it. I'm also using new rust that I got in the middle of last week. I realized I never showed you guys when I got my caramel and rust order, and I will also be sharing a link to this pattern. I never showed you guys, so while I wait for my hot glue gun to warm up, let me turn my iPad around. So this, let's see, why am I doing it like this? I'm gonna pop a picture here. Oh my gosh, here's the picture. Forgive me, apparently I'm new to this, very professional. So here's a picture of what they look like finished. They're so cute. I'm pretty sure I do 14 millimeter eyes on these. That's why I was looking at the picture on my iPad. It is a free pattern on Instagram. I think it's originally a yellow duck, but there are instructions on how to turn it into a mallard. So it will be linked below, along with all the other patterns that I'm showing you guys this week. And now we're going to get back to work. Okay, fun, nice surprise. First of all, I got all of the wings made for the mallards. So all of those are done. And let's see, I had extra glue sticks, and all of the eyes are glued. So those are done and ready to keep going. I did not keep crocheting on those at all, just because I was really focused on getting the wings made, getting the eyes done, just kind of keep it trucking. I did forget that my yarnspirations order that I told you guys I did a couple of weeks ago, I forgot that that was supposed to get here today, and it actually just got delivered. And I've opened it and something is amiss here. So Okay, so let me show you what I got. So with the order, everything, Bernat blanket was 40% off. I don't know if it still is. It probably won't be by the time I publish this video, but it was 40% off, and I definitely took advantage of that, even though right now I feel like I have no room for this yarn. I just feel like I've completely run out of room for anything in here. And I'm questioning whether or not I need it, but everything, it was $8.99 for every single skein that I ordered. And I really wanted to take advantage of that because, quite frankly, I am just tired of paying $14 and $15 per skein, depending on where you buy it. So I just figured I will get these yarns. And then I told my husband, I said, I feel really done. Like, I literally told him yesterday, ordering yarn is such a dopamine hit. And I'm sure many of you can agree, like ordering it, going to the store and buying it, it's so fun. It's really fun to get it and order it, but I am literally drowning in my yarn room. This room could use such a complete overhaul to just reorganize everything, but I'm getting so far off topic. So everything was $8.99, and I just wanted to take advantage of that sale price because I have no idea when it's going to happen again. So I got, let's see, I got an empty bag. No, I actually got white in the blanket yarn, and I'm glad I ordered this regular white and not the baby white, because I do see what a couple of people have said. This is a bit fluffier, I guess you would say. It's still really soft. It's also crazy because it's so cold. It's so cold outside, and the yarn is really cold too. But I really like seeing that this is fluffier. It's interesting. So I got one white. I do have some already anyway. I got two of these Bernat baby blanket in the color Buttercup, which is perfect because I was telling my husband last night, I have all of the yarn I need for the rest of my Winnie the Pooh orders that have come in, but I will need yellow for Rabbit. So one of these, part of it will be used on Rabbit. I'm not quite sure what my plan was for the other one, but that's okay. I really like this color. I bought one skein of melon. And look, I understand why these are all individually wrapped, but come on. One skein of melon. If you saw, oh my gosh, it's so cold inside of it. I used this for my hatching bunnies, and I do have some left right there, but I wanted to grab more. I don't know if I'm going to have time, honestly, to make too many more hatching bunnies, but at least I have more yarn in case I do make that a priority. I grabbed one of birch, and I'm kind of annoyed with myself that I did, because I actually grabbed birch at Michael's. Like, I grabbed the birch from Michael's after I placed the order, but so I don't really feel like I super need this because I don't actually regularly use birch, but my husband said, oh, well, you have it. We'll use it eventually. And then I got almond, and I was really curious when I ordered this what color of almond I would get. And as you can see, it's the light colorway. They must have had a ton of this on hand because wow, I'm finding a lot of it. So I need to start using this. I now have 5. This would be 5, and I found one yesterday when my girls and I were at Walmart, and it looks like it's like all scrunched up and everything, but I wasn't sure if it was like, I was sitting there feeling it like, is this soft? Would this be fun to work with? I don't really know. but I grabbed it anyway. So I now have 6 skeins of this, so I need to definitely start using it. So I'm just gonna throw that down here. Oof. And then I had ordered Bernat Baby in green. I thought it would be really fun to make a dinosaur lovey in that. And this is what they sent instead. I will not use this, so I'm going to have to return it. I'm not sure how you confuse this, but that's going to be fun to deal with. However, out of an entire order, especially questioning whether or not, like, what version of almond I was going to get, I'm happy that everything else was correct and right. I do wish that I would have been able to get baby sand from them still, but I actually had somebody comment. I just saw this morning someone commented on one of my, was it last week's video, and mentioned that there's a color on Amazon that looks almost identical to the softer baby sand, so I might look into that. But for right now, that's what we got. I feel like I need to get to work to start using some more of this yarn up that I have been using. So let's see, and my time is up in terms of what I was going to use to work on the Chubby mallards. So I'm gonna leave them where they're at for right now. And I think I am going to work on something else. So let me organize. I'm not even gonna organize. Let me move some stuff around in here and think about what I want to work on, and then we will finally move out to the couch and get started. Happy Wednesday. I cannot believe it is already Wednesday. This week is starting to just go by, and I know today is going to go by so fast because I have a doctor's checkup this afternoon, and so and it's already like 10 o'clock almost, so the time is just it's going by so quickly. So anyway, let me check in with you for the morning. Yesterday I left you off. I had started those Chubby mallards, and I actually don't have them in my yarn room right now. I have some market stuff right outside the door to my yarn room, and my basket was getting full that I was putting everything in. So I started pulling out everything that was finished that you guys had seen, and the bag is almost full. I could get a lot more in there, but it's almost full. And I just went on ahead and threw those in there. So anyway, I had started those. I wasn't sure I wanted to keep working on them, but I couldn't decide what else to work on. So I decided to just go on ahead and finish those. And I showed you guys that I got all 5 done. I'm going to leave it up to my daughters as to whether or not we pull one to give as a gift to our nephew. So I may have 4 for the markets, which even still I think is perfectly fine going into them. And then if they all sell out at the first market, I'll just remake. So that's that. Last night, I again had the dilemma of what do I make, and I had no clue what I wanted to work on. And ultimately, I decided to work on Itty Palin ponies. That's something I have been wanting to get in my shop as a made-to-order option, but also I think they could potentially sell really well around here. If they don't, my daughter will absolutely take one because she is obsessed with horses. So I started one last night, and this is the one I made. Here she is. She's so precious. I did her little headband in the color Taffy from Premier that I got last week. I had to size down on my hook, and she has so many fluffies all over her, so forgive that. But I had to size down on my hook for her headband because otherwise it was like too floppy, and I really don't like that. So she is all done. I finished up her headband this morning. I gotta say, because of the size of the backs of the eyes, it was really tricky to do the like eye details. So it took me a lot longer than I wanted it to last night. And just in general, this pattern takes longer than you would think. I think part of it is because it's just, you make the arms, you have to make the feet, then you do the body and the head, and there's color changes and the details of the tail and the mane and the bow and everything. It's just, it adds up to be a lot. So here she is. This is a itty version of one that I made last summer or last spring, something like that. I think I did blush headband on the bigger one, the regular Palin Pony, but I had decided Taffy for this one, so there's that. And then I went on ahead and started another one, and I had a hard time deciding what colors to do, but ultimately I chose a skein from the shelf back here because I really am trying to like legit actually start working through some of this yarn that I have. So here she is. So this is an older skein of steel cut oats. This is not what I showed you guys in my video last week, the new batch that I got. And then you have the lighter almond and then the lighter baby sand. And I did her mane in almond. You can see her little bow tail, and then this is lilac for her headband. I absolutely love how she turned out, and I think they are so precious together. I think it would be really fun to make probably one more to do for the photos for the listing that I want to put on my shop, but I don't know if I want to make another one right now, just because they are so much work, but also it's one of those things where if I don't make it now, I don't know if I'll make another one before the market, and then these will probably sell, and then I'll just kind of be stuck. So I don't know. We will see. Maybe I can just start with offering these two on my shop. It's tricky because with steel cut oats, knowing that the color has changed, offering that as an option, knowing that the color, you know, might not be able to get that exact color again, is a bit difficult, as we say. But that has taken me pretty much all morning to finish. And it's not because I didn't mess up on anything. It's just really taken a long time. Like I said, these are so cute, but they just seem like they take a lot longer than other patterns. And that's all I'll say about that. So aside from that, I really don't know how much I'm going to get done today. I need to jump in the shower here in a little bit to start getting ready. At 10 o'clock for a 2:30 appointment. Oh my goodness. But I need to do that, get ready. My girls are wanting to do a craft, so I think I'm going to pull some stuff out so they can do that. And then maybe I will officially start trying to brainstorm and decide what to do for the keychains. It probably seems silly to do keychains as part of my booth, considering the other stuff that I sell as part of my like market setup. But when I took them to my fall markets, I didn't have any for winter. I did ornaments instead of keychains for my winter markets. But when I took my keychains to, I think I had 2 fall markets that I took them to, they sold really, really well. So I do think it's a good idea. I know I definitely want to do cowboy boots because obviously where I live, that's a really popular thing that people would want. Last year, I also did these little kitties and I did some frogs. And that might have been it. I feel like maybe I want to do something different. I was thinking about maybe like a bunny head or something like that to be a keychain. I just haven't found the right pattern yet, but also I haven't looked too terribly hard either. So anyway, that is that. That might be what I work on throughout the day today, just to have something quick and easy to do, because I'm going to lose a good chunk of my afternoon work time because I'll be at the doctor, unfortunately. So I will have to find something easy that I can do on and off, and then I'll find something a little bit bigger like these ponies to work on this evening. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the update today. It is Thursday afternoon. Yes, Thursday afternoon. I apologize for not updating you guys sooner than this. It's been a very weird past 24 hours. I didn't get any more crochet time yesterday. I think I had updated you guys that I had finished the Palin ponies yesterday morning, and then yesterday afternoon I had no time to work, so I didn't work again until last night after the girls went to bed, and I started on 2 of the mallard version of the baby Ladybug. It's so funny on camera. It kind of looks like it's doing like really like sad please eyes. I started 2 of them, but I didn't finish either one. I actually ended up finishing this one this afternoon during screen time while my girls were watching a movie, and I still have the other one to finish. The last thing I did last night, because I was kind of batch making them, so I made the whole body and then the wings for both of them, and then I started on the feet and I was getting tired, so I just did like the bottom part of the feet. And today when I was sitting down to work on them again, I realized that I did the feet in yellow and I had intended on doing them in rust, so I'm just gonna have to set those feet aside for maybe a white Ladybug. I'll use them eventually, but here he is. I do not think I'm going to put a headband on this one. I know some of the other girls who sell these do, but I ultimately decided that I do want to have some stuff that doesn't have headbands. So this is, even though this is similar to some of the others, it's not going to have a headband. The other one of these is not done. I still have to do the feet and pretty much everything else. It's still in the state that I left it last night. I don't know when I'm going to work on that. I know I really should just go on ahead and finish it tonight, but I think I want and need something that is a little bit more of an exciting or comfort make this evening. So I was almost out of time with my work time this afternoon, and I decided to make a cuddle critter. So this video, I guess, is all the mallards. So I did a mallard cuddle critter because the yarn was already beside me on the couch. So I was able to get everything done on him. If you'll see, this is what I meant about wanting to change the eyes to be like the sleepy closed eyes rather than doing the safety eyes. Part of me feels like I should do both as I kind of get away from doing the safety eyes for these, but just for the sake of getting them done quickly, right now I think I'm just going to focus on doing the sleepy eyes. That means I will have a little bit of a mix, and I'll just explain to customers that in the future you will be able to find them like this. Oh, something else. Yesterday I actually started a daisy purse. So this is in Premier Blush and Premier Taffy. So I started this yesterday before I had to leave to go to the doctor, and I just never finished it last night. That wasn't something I felt like working on. So that's where we are as of right now. I'm thinking that I would like to maybe do a Fable Friend or finally get to Penelope tonight. If not one of those things, I might do a Mama Made Minis lovey, whether it's a dinosaur or something else. I'll brainstorm. I do like to bring dinosaurs to my markets and have just a variety. I'm also really wanting to do a cow lovey, so maybe I will work on that one since I already have some of the yarn out on the couch than I would need for it anyway. Like the caramel is already out there. I don't know that I would use this winter white because this is the stiff stuff that I got in the mail last week, but I have some stuff already out there, so I will probably maybe I'll do that tonight. We'll see. I might set you guys up to hang out with me while I am working on that. I don't know just yet. It kind of will depend. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on where we are on Thursday. I'm glad I have gotten 2 more things done for market prep, and now it's time to go start on dinner. Friday morning, and oh my goodness, I cannot believe what a week this week has been. It has been a bit more of a roller coaster than I was expecting, if I'm being honest, but we made it to Friday. I'm ready to end the week on a good, positive, productive note. So I wanted to check in and let you guys know. Last night, I basically did nothing. I started to finish this daisy purse, and then I realized that I had missed a stitch toward the beginning, so I had to frog the last round, and I ended up like finishing the last round off, but I didn't do anything else. I was really, really tired last night, and so I finished up some laundry that we had started in the morning, and then I got ready for bed. Honestly, at about 9 o'clock, I laid down and just accepted that I needed some extra rest. I had started the Beth Bunny yesterday afternoon, or actually it was last night after dinner that I started that. And then this morning I was able to finish it, and I made a little carrot for her. I was inspired by Jocelyn's original bunny that that she made when she posted the carrot sleeping bag, and I really wanted to make it. I just hadn't made it a priority since Friday when I was testing the pattern. And then I had a customer reach out to me and ask if I was going to be selling these as a set. So I decided I would go on ahead and last night I wanted something easy to work on. So I figured I would do this one, and then I'll take a picture of both of them together to put them on my Etsy and my website so they can be available. It's kind of funny because I used 2 different skeins of rust. You can totally tell this must have been an old skein, and then this is what I just got last week. I don't really think it matters. I think they're both good carrot colors. But yeah, funny. I didn't even really plan to do it that way. I just grabbed a color and started working. So aside from that, today we have a pretty typical Friday here, except this afternoon, instead of getting my work time in the afternoon while my girls have screen time, I'm going to take it this morning because we're going to an event at our local library this afternoon. So I have been brainstorming for the past like 2 hours, basically, trying to figure out what I wanted to work on today. And I know I mentioned yesterday about making some dinosaur loveys, or just some Mama Made Minis loveys in general. I am really wanting to try to work through some more yarn. I have done a really good job at finishing up a couple of skeins here lately because I've been doing so many of the mallards. So I think I finished, and maybe I showed you guys, but I finished a skein of caramel the other day. I think it was when I was working on the baby Della Ducks that I finished it. And then I got really close to finishing a skein of sage. So I just want to really work through some of what I have, especially because the new Mama Made Minis yarn is coming from Premier in next week, I believe. And I don't have room to even order any of it. So what I'd like to do is find something that will take up a little bit of yarn, but will also be good market prep. And I know the little snugglers from the Mama Made Minis book would be an excellent choice. I am a little hesitant to do too many of them just because I know I have some already that I showed you guys in my inventory video, which I will have linked above. I can't remember what corner it is, but I'll have it linked above. And they're like a wash on how well they sell at my market. So I was thinking about doing some minis, but if I'm being perfectly honest with myself, the mini ones just don't take up that much yarn. So I'm kind of in between. I'm torn. I still have my list here, and there are several other things that I wanted to work on aside from the loveys. I have not finished all of the Fable dolls that I wanted to work on. I haven't really started the mini like the pocket pals or the mystery bags. I've done a couple of the cuddle critters, the little peg dolls here and there, but I haven't really worked on those either. So I'm thinking maybe I just pick something small today and kind of batch make several things. I do know that might be good instead of starting a big project today, because I think I mentioned to you guys on Monday or Tuesday that this weekend I will have to go back to working on orders because I have 2 that are due out on Monday. So we'll see. I just need to like eeny, meeny, miny, mo and pick something to work on and get them done. So let's see what I pick. It is Saturday afternoon. I did not finish up the vlog yesterday, so here I am to wrap up for today. Yesterday, I think I checked in with you guys and I didn't know what I wanted to work on. Ultimately, I decided to challenge myself. I posted on Instagram, and I'll share it right here, that I was challenging myself to take one skein of yarn and finish the whole skein, or as much as possible, and just make a bunch of different stuff with it. This tweed yarn I thought was perfect because I really needed to make a chicken plushie, like Mama Made Minis chicken plushie for my markets. And I also wanted to make some chicken peg dolls with it, or the cuddle critters, excuse me. So my goal was to just make as much as I could to finish up that skein of yarn, and it worked perfectly. So let me show you. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen this, but if you haven't, let me show you what all I made. So first up, here's the little chicken plushie that I wanted to make. I love this guy. I think he turns out so cute. He can sit a little bit. I usually have him sitting like this sometimes. I feel like his head looks a little wonky on camera, but I think it's probably just the stuffing or just the having the flipped picture or whatever, but he looks really, really cute. So I got him done. I like to take one of those to my markets if possible because they sell well, so they do get lots of love. After that, I made 2 of the Mabel chickens, and I feel like I might have done the eyes too far in on this one because you can see they look different. So I'm not really sure. Maybe I accidentally used an eye size that was too small. I don't know, but I did both of these, and then I had some left, and I decided that I would start working on the cuddle critters, and I was able to make 4 of them. So here's what the chicken looks like with the sleepy eyes, and as I told you guys, I was just going to do sleepy eyes for all of my cuddle critters from here on out. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I got 4 done. So we have 4 chicken cuddle critters, 2 Mabel chickens, and 1 chicken plushie. So it was a whole chicken farm here yesterday. And I actually finished them up this morning. So that's what I got done. As I told you guys, I dropped a cuddle critter. As I told you guys, this weekend I'm switching gears back to working on custom orders. I have 2 orders that have to go out on Monday for Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. 1 for each order. So I am going to be working on those this weekend. And then I have a couple more things I have to work on next week that you guys can do with me, but I also think that I will be able to do more market prep next week, so that's really exciting. But for now, I am going to sign off on the vlog. Thank you so much if you have made it this far in the video. If you have, leave a chicken emoji in the comments for all the chickens that I finished up yesterday and today. And as always, be sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram so you can see what I'm up to in real time. And you don't have to wait for the end of each week to catch my vlogs. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.